Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Don Bullock Chevrolet Morning Show this morning. We have Sherrill Braswell with us this morning. Your money, your life. We're going to start right from the get-go, talking about money, insurance, all kinds of things that we don't know anything about, and that's why we have Sherrill here. So good morning, Sherrill.
Good morning. How are you
Glad
this
to have you here.
Yep.
Good. What are we talking about?
I figured this time of year, if nobody's told you yet, we're coming up next week or beginning soon, the annual enrollment period for Medicare and open enrollment period for Medicare. And they're two different animals, but they're very important, and we need to understand what we can and can't do during those periods of time.
Right.
You have a very short window to get a lot done. I've never understood why the federal government came up with this time slot. We got from October 15th to December the 7th to do a lot of stuff.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people on Medicare. So.
Yes. And
this year for 2026 benefit period, there's a lot of things that are changing this year. Medicare's just revamping a lot.
We'll never learn because it changes so radically that we'll never learn it. So we might as well depend on somebody else because, that's true for a lot of things.
Yeah,
so once you learn something, then they change the website or they change this and how you navigate it or whatever.
Yeah. And one good example this year, for North Carolina, Moore County, the Pinehurst, Southern Pines area, that general vicinity, 2 or 3 counties there.
Right.
There's a large medical group in that area called First Health.
Okay.
And for the last, I may not be exactly accurate on this, but I believe for the last 4 or 5 years, they've basically had their own Medicare Advantage plan.
Okay.
That they had labeled there. And it was a good plan. I've had several people that were clients of mine, and I said, yeah, you need to get on that one. If you're going to be on one, that's a good one. And long story short, they made an announcement a few weeks back that, hey, we're getting out of this business. We're getting out of the Medicare Advantage business. And that's literally somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 people in that 3 or 4 county area that have that plan. So they've got to obviously be looking for new coverage. And that is something you'll see a lot of this year. I went to a meeting last week that just talked about changes that are coming up, and I was really surprised at the number of companies that are getting out of or they're closing down several of their Medicare Advantage plans. So those people are going to have to look for, have to find new coverage. And, that is one of the things that you have to do or you can do during the annual enrollment period, which is going to be October the 15th through December the 7th, every year, same timeline. And, during that period of time, there's the things that you can do. You can switch from original Medicare. What's original Medicare? Medicare has 2 basic parts, Part A and Part B, and that's considered original Medicare. So you can leave that if you want to and go to a Medicare Advantage plan.
Okay. And
that is simply, a private company that the government is paying to manage your Medicare benefits. Short, Reader's Digest version there of what they do. You can also go in the reverse. If I'm on a Medicare Advantage plan, I can leave that plan during that period of time and switch back to original Medicare, A and B.
Which one do you recommend?
It depends on the situation. It does. Personally, I'll be 71 in 3 weeks. And so I've been in the system, in the Medicare system, and in that period of time, I've been on 3 different Medicare supplement plans and 2 different Medicare Advantage plans. Okay. And my personal opinion, if a person is, basically healthy, a Medicare Advantage plan can work for you with some caveats. You know, you've got to understand there are holes in Medicare Advantage plans. It's just, there is. There's serious things that you need to be aware of, and, you know, we can mitigate it. We can, you know, get things set up to handle those situations, but you need to know what they are going in. With Medicare supplements, you pay a premium for your coverage every month, and you're typically, it's pretty complete coverage.
Okay.
It's pretty complete coverage. You don't have to worry about networks. Any doctor, hospital, clinic that takes Medicare payments has to accept your Medicare supplement plan.
Okay.
So I can go anywhere in the United States. I don't have to worry about a network. So if I decide I want to go to Mayo Clinic for cancer treatment, I can make a phone call, get myself set up
Well,
there.
that's good to know, because I've heard so many people say, well, golly, I can't go over there because I'm not in the network, and it's aggravating.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And, you know, fortunately, you know, we have the ability to sit down with you, and I say, you tell me who your doctors are.
Yeah.
And tell me what your medications are, and then, you know, we can run that through the maze of Medicare Advantage plans and tell you, okay, these 4 plans over here, your doctors take those plans.
Right, right.
And, you know, we can help you pick the one that's going to be the most beneficial for you, and then see what kind of holes are in that particular plan and help you plan to avoid those things. Now, if you do the step of going, if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan now and you decide to go back to original Medicare, you got to keep this in mind. Original Medicare basically covers 80% of your health care cost, your Medicare approved health care cost. So 20% be a pretty significant number.
Right.
Have a $100,000 surgery,
Yeah.
you owe 20 grand. Now, so if I do that, if I go back to original Medicare, I've got that exposure now of the 20%. And a Medicare supplement plan is great for covering that 20%.
Right.
However, depending on when you enroll in that Medicare supplement plan, you may have to be medically underwritten.
Okay.
And so that can pose problems. Where we help in that situation is, you know, we know the companies enough to know, look, these guys, if you've had a heart attack within the last 24 months, they're not going to talk to you. These guys over here will. You know, and in that situation, you've had diabetes. You know, these companies, depending on how much insulin you take or what type of medicine you're taking, they, you know, may or may not take you. And that's things that we've learned, you know, through time.
So you not only can help people with their Medicare, you can help them with the supplements, the different companies, because a lot of us wouldn't even know who to call for a supplement, who's the best for us, and
Right.
so you can help them get a supplement as well as
Yeah.
the Medicare.
Yeah, and the thing, and, you know, please understand, if you want to call Joe Namath and get one from him, great, happy for you. But I have tried for years to call Joe just to get his opinion on some things, and I've never got a call back. So, you know, with the point there is you have an advocate, and we have, you know, had to do things for people through the years. They've run into situations that didn't know how to handle it, and, you know, we were able to help. And the price that you're going to pay for your plan is going to be the same whether I help you or not.
Right, right.
there is
Might as well
no-
get the help.
Yeah, there is no charge, you know, for you for using our services. We don't charge you anything, and the company, you know, is going to charge you the exact amount of money,
Yeah.
even if you have an agent or not. So, have an advocate to help you out, because I promise you, there are companies that we're licensed with 30, 40
Right.
different companies, and I can tell you the ones that give us good service. And if I don't get good service from them, I promise you, you're not
Right.
going to get good service from them.
Exactly.
And it changes from time to time. I mean, the last couple of years, excuse me, one of the major carriers, I wouldn't touch them. I mean, because I was just like, man, we were having horrible service from them. I mean, our clients are calling us and telling, hey, this is happening, or I can't get this done.
Right.
And so I stayed away from them. Fortunately, in the last 8 or 9 months, they've really kind of turned things around, and now I'm back to using them, as one of our people that we recommend because we're getting good service out of.
Well, the weeds are too deep for us to handle for ourselves, because let me tell you. Okay, so don't you always also have to have a separate drug plan?
Yes, ma'am. If you do original Medicare and have the Medicare supplement, then you have to set up a separate, I call it standalone prescription drug plan.
So that's 3 different plans that we have to. Yeah, you've definitely got to have, and you can help them with that too.
Yes,
get on a drug plan.
There is a dramatic difference in cost of drug plans for the same drugs.
Wow.
The same. I was actually working with a couple last night in Pinehurst, and we were doing his prescription drug plan, and he's taken 4 different prescriptions, 3 generics and 1 that's not a generic. And the difference in pricing in the top 5 plans literally went from being roughly his copays and the cost of his premium was going to come out to around $150 a month, okay, on the low end. And the number 5 plan, they usually give us the top 25 plans in an area. And then I can just, we can go down the line and look at the one that you might want to work with. And, the number 5 plan, instead of being $150 a month, was going to end up being almost $300 a month. Same drugs. It's just, plans are independent. They can charge what they need to charge, what they think they need to charge to be profitable.
But you can't do that because you're already paying for Medicare. You're already paying for a supplement. Then you got to come up, no.
And 2, there's things you can do, and we have done a lot of this past year. I'm always looking for things that I can, give to my clients that are going to help them cost-wise, and as well as, the benefit that they're getting from it. And something that we have used a ton of in the last 2 years, there's a website called costplusdrugs.com. And I'll give them a plug because I think they are fabulous. It's a U.S.-based company out of Dallas, Texas, brand new facility. I think they actually went into business about 7 years ago. Brand new facility, very good. I have used them myself. Their focus is generic drugs and cancer drugs. Their pricing on cancer drugs is phenomenal.
Wow.
I mean, it truly is.
Because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to have insurance to use this site. You don't have to be on Medicare. Anybody can use it. And, it's direct mail. It's always done, through the mail. And their average, what I saw in my time of using it and then talking with my clients, for me, they were 60% less expense-wise, including the shipping.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So if you have generics, write that thing down this morning and check your stuff out. It tells you how to get your doctor, registered with them, the whole very seamless operation, but it's just costplusdrugs.com.
Costplusdrugs.com.
Yeah. And it's very simple to check out your prescriptions on there. And so, like with these folks last night, we ran his drugs through Cost Plus Drugs as well as the drug plan. And Cost Plus was going to be much less expensive. So, I said, use Cost Plus Drugs.
Right.
I can put you on this prescription drug plan that literally has a 0 premium, and you're getting your prescriptions and saving $1,800 a year.
Okay.
Doing it.
Okay.
So that, again, it's just things we have learned through the years that'll help people.
Let's just see if somebody might want to ask you a question. Well, I think I missed it.
Okay.
If you want to ask Sherrill a question, you can call back.
Yep.
We'll put him on the spot this morning.
Yeah, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you.
If you want to, and maybe Sherrill will entertain, and I have not discussed this with him, the idea of, on one of our shows, ask the professional type thing, and
Yeah.
let people call in, and if he don't have the answer, he can get it and bring,
Because I don't know everything, and when things are changing,
Oh, yeah.
I will just say, look, let me look that one up for you,
Yeah.
do the research, and I will call you back.
Yeah,
You know, I'll
and
get
we
back
can
to you
certainly
in a
do
day or
that. But
two.
if you've got a question, and I know you do, because everybody has questions about this stuff. I wanted to ask you, what is this I hear people talk about, Good RX? What is that?
Okay, that is similar to Cost Plus Drugs, the
Okay.
same type of situation, but I've used both.
Okay.
And more times I get better results out of the Cost Plus Drugs.
Cost Plus Drugs.
You know,
Okay,
and
y'all.
we don't get paid by Cost Plus Drugs or Good RX or anybody else. But, you know, and I would try Good RX also. You never know. They may be good, but I've just had better results with Cost Plus
Cost
Drugs.
Plus Drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's a couple of other things like Good RX out there and Cost Plus Drugs. You know, if you just literally Google discount drug,
Yeah.
prescription drug plans, those things will come up for you.
So October 15th. But you don't need to start calling Sherrill on October 15th.
Yes. The smart thing to do, and what we're doing right now, is setting up appointments from, I mean, they started a couple of days ago getting folks in, and, you know, we're just gathering your information. If you don't, you know, I can do it on the phone if need be, or you can come in. Either way works. We're doing both. But if we get your basic information and find out, you know, who your doctors are, who your prescriptions are, what, you know, chronic conditions you might have, you know, if there's any medical conditions you have, things like that will help us determine, you know, what you need to do. And if we have that information up front, if you know it coming in the door, that saves us another visit, you know. It just shortens the process a little bit. And then, because we can't take an application until October 15th. If I take an application today and send it in, it's going to fall into that deep abyss somewhere, and we may never see it again.
Right.
Because the companies are absolutely, utterly swamped.
Yeah.
For the next, you know, 6-8 weeks, and it is hard to get in contact with anybody, you know, in a home office situation.
Well, don't let everybody get ahead of you. Go ahead and get your call in to Sherrill, 316-8166. Get your call in, and you do need to make an appointment.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
I mean, you have other clients, you know, we do make an appointment for this. I mean, you know, when you go see your doctor, you got to make an appointment.
Yeah.
So your lawyer, you got to make an appointment.
Yeah, when we sit down and talk, I mean, the first time we meet, it's going to be this time of year. We got to be very structured. We got to stay on task, and so, you know, if you will call us, we'll kind of give you a listing of here's what you need to bring with you.
Right,
So
right.
When you sit down, we can just go to work and get things. I can gather the information I need from you in short order, and then we'll set a second appointment, and that's where we can go through the plans. You know,
Okay.
We'll go through the plans and figure out what's going to work best for you. So yeah, please call ahead of time and get an appointment set.
And where are you located?
880 Country Club Road here in Rocky Mount. It's the corner of Country Club Road and Hunter Hill Road, across the street from the Pizza Inn. And if you come out the front door of the Pizza Inn, look to your left, and I say there's the condominium sitting on one corner. We're in the unit on the end closest to the intersection.
Yes, very easy access.
It is.
Very easy access.
We got a good parking lot.
Yeah.
And I got most of the parking spaces on my end of the building, so that's good too.
Yeah, it is. Well,
Works out
Sherrill,
well.
thank you, and we'll be talking to you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to call, if you want to ask, you know, us, if you want to ask me some questions to give to Sherrill ahead of time, so he can have the answers, you can certainly call me. But anyway, we can address them next time on the show, or if you want to call on the show, we'll give you an opportunity to do that. So I know you have questions, so everybody does. This is a complicated mess because it's government.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
do need help. So anyway, call Sherrill at 316-8166. Thank you, Sherrill.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.